I'm not going to waste your time at all. I know why you're here. You want to know the harsh reality of what it's like to make $10,000 or £10,000 a month. Now, I've seen a couple of these videos. I've seen one for like $380,000 a month. I think some guy made one for even more than that. I'm not at that stage yet. I do about 10k, sometimes more, sometimes maybe a little bit less. If you want to believe me, you can believe me. If not, I could not give less of a fuck. The reason why I'm making this video is because I know there are some of you out there who are dreaming about this figure and are really ambitious and working towards just making $10,000 a month. Now, just quickly, I want to give you a rundown of what it actually took to get there and how long it took me to start making $10,000 or pounds a month. In total, it took me close to 3 years. So I'm currently 20. It's been my goal to make $10,000 a month since the age of about 17. I've done a bunch of different businesses up until what I do right now. So I had an Instagram business where I was just reselling things. I was reselling clothing. I was reselling some shoes, and then it went into like custom shoes. What else did I do? Holy shit, man! So when you do so many things, I had a marketing agency. I had a content creation agency. But point being is this, right? The point is I tried a bunch of different things, and my goal was always the same. The vehicle kept changing. Now, eventually, last year March was the first time I actually hit a 10k a month. Now, the way that I actually done it is by remote closing. So, had this opportunity for a sales job. I've always been into sales ever since I was young, ever since I was about, I think, 17 years old, just when I was getting into the Instagram business. I was studying how to sell, how to influence people, how to basically just get a deal over the line. And had this opportunity. I've had two jobs before, which gave me some of that experience. So I was doing door-to-door sales, absolute fucking nightmare. But if you look across the board, you will see that the richest people, bro, like the most successful people in the world, have done door-to-door sales at some point in their lives. And the second thing I did was I was an SDR, or you can call it a BDR as well, like sales development rep or business development rep, where you basically call up businesses and set appointments for the seniors, and they come in and close. So had that experience, and I figured, why not? Let me just go ahead and give remote sales a try, whatever. Ended up doing really, really good because of all the training and practice I've done beforehand. Ended up learning quite a lot just on the job as well. And in my third month of actually doing remote sales, I managed to hit the $10,000 region. Now, the point I'm trying to make is this, right? This is what works for me. Like, this was the vehicle. It was remote closing. The vehicle for you might be different. For some of the people that I know, they've done it in e-commerce. They've done it with like another agency model that they've started. I've done it with remote sales. And that's pretty much my story, right? I'm great at selling things. I'm a good salesman. I can sell anything to anyone. At least that's what I believe. But that's one of the belief systems. I'm not going to get too much into this, but that's one of the belief systems that you need to have in order to actually get to that point where you're generating X amount, whatever your target or goal is. You got to believe that you're the best at what it is that you're going to be doing, and you can't fear of your competition. You can't be scared, oh, what if it doesn't work, etc. I didn't have any of those thoughts when I was doing this remote closing thing. Just to give you a little bit of an extra backstory, when I got this role, I was really, really backed up. I ended up making a bad financial decision by getting a car that I could not afford at that time. And I really had to make this sales thing work. I left another job before getting into this sales thing, a job that wasn't paying well. It was shit. It was just horrible. Left that, and I had to make the sales thing work. And if I didn't, I was basically fucked. Like, that was the position where my life was. And when I ended up getting into remote sales, everything just changed because of the work that I put in, just how good everything went. And I noticed something. I noticed something that just is the same across the board. I realized that no matter what vehicle you decide to go with, it's always going to take some of the same things to make that $10,000 or £10,000 a month. Bro, it takes a lot of fucking trial and error. It takes you making mistakes. It takes persistence. And I know you've heard this before, but now I don't feel bad about saying things like this because I can come onto camera and literally speak from experience. Like, if you don't believe me and if you don't take what I'm saying right now, like, bro, it's your fault. Like, I've done it. I've actually done this. So I have full conviction, full confidence in all the words that I'm saying to you. And I'm telling you exactly what it fucking takes to make £10,000 a month because I've done it. I hit that goal at 19 years of age, right? So it's going to take persistence. Actually, what the fuck is that on my t-shirt? But yeah, it's going to take persistence. It's going to take trial and error. It's going to take breaking a lot of belief systems. That's another big thing. It's basically understanding that the moment you put $10,000 a month or any amount of money on a pedestal, it becomes out of reach. The month where I made $10,000 for the first time ever, I just thought to myself, like, $10,000 is not even that deep. That is fucking what? 5% of where I want to be monthly. I was like, it's nothing. I deserve to be earning this much money. I deserve to be making more than what this amount of money is. When you have that mindset and you take that amount of money off the pedestal, you just open yourself so much more of a gateway to actually go ahead and make it. But yeah, that's not even what this video is about. What I wanted to speak about was the actual harsh, hard-hitting reality of making $10,000 a month. Number one, it's for most people, for 99% of people, it's going to be extremely hard work. Number two, when you make $10,000 a month, you're going to realize that it's actually not a crazy amount of money. This might be because of my personal experience, but then that's the only experience that I can go off. It's like when you make 10K, you're like, holy shit, 10K is not even that much money. And I think I know where that comes from. I don't think it's so much your personal, it might not even be your personal experience. It may be the experience and the knowledge and the realities that you're faced with on your way to making $10,000 a month. Because to make $10,000 a month, you either, if you're doing it in sales, you got to be generating a lot more than that. If you're doing it in agency work and you have like a profit share, you got to be generating a lot more than that. And basically what I mean by this is to make $10,000, you need to generate a ton of value. And typically that value is with money, or if it's not like a different problem that you're solving, but 9 times out of 10, it's with money. And when you generate this £10,000 and you look at what you've actually generated in total, you're thinking in your mind, holy shit, what I've just generated is not even that much, because you're exposed to so much more money. Now, when you're growing up in your neighborhood and just speaking to friends and family and stuff, and you look at their professions and they tell you their salary is £3,000, maybe £4,000, £6,000 if they're in a really, really good job. Rarely ever more than that. I mean, no one in my family anyway had a career or a job that was making them that much per month. But besides the point, that's what you're exposed to. So in your mind, you have this idea of $10,000 or £10,000, and you're like, holy shit, that's an insane amount of money. But when you actually start making that sort of money, you begin to realize, in the grand scheme of things, and I'm not saying this to like sound ungrateful or make it seem like $10,000 is not a lot of money at all. Of course, it's a lot of money. What I'm trying to say is, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that crazy. Really, it's not that crazy. I mean, let's really think grand scheme, right? There's entrepreneurs right now that are doing $10 million a month. $10 million a month. Right? So imagine if you went up to an entrepreneur and you offered them an opportunity to make $10,000 a month additionally. Even if it was passive, the guy could probably care less, right? So, but yeah, that's what I would say. I guess the sort of harsher in reality is people assume that your entire life is going to change when you start doing $10,000. And some parts of it are true. Some parts of it are false. The true bit is you will worry less about money. You will be more relaxed. It's like when you go out to eat, when you go out to the shops. Like when I say shops, I don't even go in shopping and buying yourself clothes. I mean when you literally go to your local grocery shopping or whatever, and you're gonna spend maybe 10, 20, $30 or pounds. You don't really think twice about it. It's like mini changes like that. If you have bills, you become less worried about them, depending on the size of your bills, obviously. But yeah, it's good in terms of that. But at the same time, with making $10,000 a month, a lot of stress comes alongside with it, because you start thinking, okay, number one, I've never been here before, so how do I maintain this? Number two, what happens if I lose all of this? I just go back to being broke, and that is a serious stress that a lot of people face. I've had it initially. I had like a fucking imposter syndrome because I was like, yeah, as much as I believe I deserve to make that amount of money, when I actually did fucking have it land in my bank account in that month, I was like, holy shit, this doesn't feel real. Like, what happens if I lose this now? And number three, like the third thing that you'll face is, okay, how do I actually end up scaling this and making more? So my point being is, you watching this right now, you will make $10,000. Like you will make $10,000 a month or £10,000 a month, especially if you watch this far and you have the fucking attention span to watch a video like this. You will. It's going to take you more time than you think. You've been lied to about people speaking about how they made, $10,000 a month in 2 months of launching their agency or 3 months of launching their agency. maybe 1 in 1,000, maybe 1 in 10,000 does that, but for most people it's going to take a couple of years. And as long as you stay consistent, stick to one vehicle, double down on it, really give it your all, you will end up hitting that $10,000 mark. And if you maintain consistency beyond that, then of course you will start to generate more income. But the main, I guess, value points of this video that I want you to take away with you is $10,000 a month is something that you can make, no problem. You can only make it once you stop putting it on a pedestal. Stick to one vehicle, double down. And the final thing that I want to leave you with, it's gonna take longer than you think. And this might upset you to hear that, but it's just the realities of the game. It's not something that happens overnight. And the way I like to think about it is, let's say it was going to take me 3 years from now to make $100,000 a month, right? Literally at the point from where I'm at, 3 years down the line, I know I was going to make $100,000 a month. And I just think to myself, oh my God, it's going to take me 3 years. Those 3 years are going to pass regardless. So I can either pass them whilst just being a complacent, lazy fuck, or I can do all the right things. And in 3 years, no, I'm going to be doing 100K a month. So the time's going to pass anyway. It's down to you to make use of it. If you are watching a video like this, you're an ambitious person. That's the reality of things. You're ambitious. You want to do it for you. You want to help your family. You want to do it for the people that believe in you. And that's enough fuel, if you ask me, to